Hello, hello. Hello. Good morning to all the respected guests, esteemed delegates, faculty members, research scholars and students. I, Ipsita Priyadarshini Samal, research scholar from the Department of Botany, Centurion University of Technology and Management, feel deeply honored to welcome you all to this momentous occasion, the National Conference on Advances in Medicinal Plant Research and Innovations, AMPRI 2026, coupled with the 48th Annual Conference of the Odisha Botanical Society. The Odisha Botanical Society has been at the forefront of advancing the study and appreciation of plant sciences in Odisha. It fosters research, education and conservation efforts related to the rich biodiversity of our region. The society provides a vital platform for scientists and students to share knowledge and collaborate on botanical studies. It actively promotes the sustainable use and preservation of plant resources in our state. Through its various activities, the society continues to contribute significantly to the broader understanding of plant life and its ecological significance. Today, we are privileged to gather here for the 48th annual conference of this esteemed organization combined with AMPRI 2026, bringing together brilliant minds from across the nation to deliberate on advances in medicinal plant research and innovation. May I now request our honored guest to kindly grace the dais. May I request Professor Dr. Kunja Bihari Satpathy sir, President, Odisha Botanical Society, to kindly grace the dais. Next, I want to welcome Dr. Biswajit Mishra, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Centurion University of Technology and Management, to please grace the dais. Next, I want to welcome Professor Ravi Narayan Acharya, Director General, Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences, New Delhi, India, our chief guest for this occasion, to kindly grace the dais. Next, I want to welcome Dr. Sujata Mohanty, Secretary, Odisha Botanical Society, to kindly grace the dais. Now I welcome Dr. Rukmini Mishra, Convener, AMPRI 2026, to please come to the dais. Now I want to welcome Dr. Gyanranjan Mahalik, Organizing Secretary, AMPRI 2026, to please come to the dais. May I now request our students to come forward to present bouquets and badges to our esteemed guest as a token of our warm welcome and appreciation. ସମସ୍ତେ ଏପଟୁ ଗୋଟେ ଅନେଇରହ। ପଛପଟୁ ପଳା ପଛପଟୁ ପଳା। I now request all our guests to please come forward for lighting ceremony and request everyone to please rise for the lighting of the lamp ceremony, signifying the dispelling of darkness through knowledge and enlightenment.
विनाशाय श्रीपञ्चोतिर्नमोऽस्तु कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय
Thank you. I now request Professor Dr. Kunja Bihari Satpathy Sir, President OBS, to preside over the meeting. May I now invite Dr. Rukmini Misra, Associate Professor, Department of Botany, Associate Dean R&D, and the convener of AMPRI 2026 to deliver the welcome address and to introduce our esteemed guest. Ma'am, please.
A very good morning to all of you. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Professor Vaidya Ravinarayan Acharya Sir, Chief Guest of the Day, Pro Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Vishwajit Mishra Sir, President OBS, Professor Kunja Bihari Satpathy Sir, Secretary OBS, Dr. Sujata Mahanti, my colleague and Organizing Secretary, Dr. Gyanaranjan Mahalik Sir, esteemed keynote speakers, honored guests, distinguished delegates, fellow researchers, and my dear students. It is my proud privilege to extend a warm welcome to all of you to this inaugural session of the 48th National Conference of Odisha Botanical Society and National Conference on Advances in Medicinal Plant Science Research and Innovation. Medicinal plant science, it's a dynamic and rapidly evolving field that bridges the traditional knowledge with modern scientific approaches. At a time when global attention is increasingly focused on natural products, sustainable healthcare solutions, and biodiversity conservation, research and innovation in medicinal plant hold immense promise. This conference has been thoughtfully designed to provide a common platform for sharing the recent advances, exchanging ideas, and exploring future directions in this vital area of research. At Centurion University, we are deeply committed to this vision, actively nurturing scientific inquiry, conservation ethics, and community-linked research. Our campus medicinal garden, pollinator paradise, it serves as living laboratories that support biodiversity, strengthen conservation efforts, and inspire students to learn directly from the nature. I can just feel the positive energy and vibe in this room today, and I really feel very happy to see all of you, all the respected dignitaries, all the students, and I really, on behalf of the organizing committee, I wish you all the best, and I hope this 2 days national conference will definitely bring in a lot of meaningful ideas, foster strong partnerships, and lead to impactful research outcomes. Thank you. Thank you all. Now I take this privilege to introduce our guest of the day, chief guest of the day, Professor Vaidya Ravinarayan Acharya Sir. He is the Director General of the Central Council of Research in Ayurvedic Sciences, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. He is a renowned Ayurvedic scholar and researcher with over 30 years of experience in drug research, teaching, and institutional leadership. Professor Acharya has authored 5 books, 3 monographs, 12 book chapters, and over 450 research articles in indexed and peer-reviewed journals. He holds a patent and has guided 43 PhD and 64 PhD dissertations. He has served as a WHO temporary advisor, an honorary member of the WHO GTMC committee, and a NAC core committee member for the Manual of Health Sciences. Under his leadership, CCRS has launched major national research programs like SPARK, PG STAR, SMART, Agni, ARMS, Pranayata, and APTA, fostering collaborations with IITs, AIMS, ICMR, CSIR, ICAR, and other health science and other universities. A dedicated mentor, his students have earned national awards, including Best PhD and MD Thesis Awards, etc. We are greatly honored to have you, sir. Thank you. Now I take the privilege to introduce our Emeritus Professor and President OBS, Dr. Kunja Bihari Satpathy, sir. He is a distinguished botanist and ethnobotanist, currently serving as Emeritus Professor of Botany. With over 40 years of experience in teaching and research, Dr. Satpathy has made outstanding contributions in plant taxonomy, ethnobotany, biodiversity conservation, and phytoremediation. He has published over 12 books and more than 300 research papers, supervised numerous doctoral students, and successfully executed several major and consultancy projects. Dr. Satpathy is a recipient of several prestigious honors, including the International Ethnomedicine Research Award, Environmentalist Award of the Year, and the title Father of Odisha Ethnobotany. He also holds 5 international patents. We are privileged to have you, sir. Thank you for coming. I also take this opportunity to introduce our Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Viswajit Mishra, sir. He is highly respected academic administrator and an acclaimed expert in environmental science and engineering. He currently serves as a Pro Vice Chancellor of Centurion University. Throughout his dedicated career, he has played a pivotal role in steering academic programs towards excellence, including higher accreditation benchmarks such as NAAC and NBA, and strengthening institutional ranking. He has been instrumental in implementing industry-relevant curriculum, promoting outcome-based education, and enhancing education standard across science, engineering, management, and healthcare discipline. Thank you, sir, for being here. I also take this opportunity to introduce our Secretary OBS, Dr. Sujata Mahanti. She is presently serving as professor in the Department of Biotechnology, Ramadevi Women's University. She has completed her postgraduate MPhil PhD degree from Department of Botany, Utkal University. With more than 16 years of research and teaching experience, she has published 70 research papers, completed 6 research projects from Department of Biotechnology and Science and Engineering Board. Her contribution has been recognized by several awards, including Newton Bhabha Leading Women Scientist Award in Crop and Agricultural Sciences. Her research area of expertise in plant tissue culture, plant biotechnology, phytochemistry, and metabolomics. She has been awarded with DST travel grant and visited USA, China, and UK. Thank you for being there, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, and I just wish everyone a great success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I now invite Dr. Sujata Mahanti, ma'am, Secretary of Odisha Botanical Society, to present the annual report. Ma'am, please.
Thank you. Good morning to one and all present over here. Honorable President, Odisha Botanical Society, Dr. Kunja Bihari Satpathy, sir. Respected Chief Guest of the occasion, Professor Vaidya Ravinarayan Acharya, sir. Professor Viswajit Mishra, Pro Vice Chancellor, Centurion University. Convener of this conference, Dr. Rukmini Mishra, Associate Professor, Department of Botany, Centurion University. Organizing Secretary of the conference, Dr. Gyanaranjan Mahalik, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Botany, Centurion University. Former President, Vice President, Secretaries of Odisha Botanical Society, all the delegates, students, representatives of electronic and print media, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Odisha Botanical Society, I welcome you all to this glorious ceremony of 48th annual meeting of the Society. I must congratulate to all the stakeholders of this university who have extended wholehearted cooperation to organize the annual conference of the Odisha Botanical Society here at Centurion University. The Odisha Botanical Society was formed in the year 1979 in PG Department of Botany, Utkal University, with only 67 botanists. This noble venture gained momentum by notable botanists like late Professor Pranakushna Parija, late Professor Parsuram Mishra, Professor Bansidhar Samantarai, Professor Vidyadhar Padhi, Dr. Gopinath Panigrahi, and many others. The society doesn't have only the botanists as members under the umbrella, but also has many members from allied fields and working in various research organizations inside and outside the state. The society has instituted several awards for the students, teachers, researchers. Sarojini G. Panigrahi Young Scientist Award is given for best oral presentation of research paper by the budding botanist. The award has been instituted by late Dr. Gopinath Panigrahi, the former Joint Director, Botanical Survey of India. Dr. Gopinath Panigrahi Memorial Award in Plant Taxonomy and Dr. Gadadhar Mishra Memorial Award in Plant Physiology and Biochemistry is awarded alternate years to eminent botanists in the respective field. Professor Harihar Patnaik Memorial Award in Algology, Microbiology, Environmental Biology has been instituted by his daughter, Dr. Mrs. Uttara Patnaik in the year 2011. Professor Bhavani Prasad Chaudhary Memorial Award for Best Paper Presentation in the annual meeting was instituted by the family members of late Professor Bhavani Prasad Chaudhary, and Dr. Mapuri Brahman Memorial Award for Plant Diversity Conservation instituted by his family in the year 2010. The society has instituted a student session to encourage the budding talents in the field of plant science. This session includes seminar presentation by MSc students and also MPhil students. Professor Dinabandhu Mishra instituted Priyambada Mishra Memorial Award for students excelling in the student session. In the year 1995, 4 awards were instituted both for students as well as teachers or scientists working on plant sciences. These are Dr. B.K. Nanda Memorial Award for the best poster presentation instituted by the family members of late Dr. B.K. Nanda, former professor of botany. For the teachers and the scientists, Department of Botany, Basic Science College OUAT Award for significant contribution to botany. Mahesh Prasad Purohit Memorial Award for popularization of plant science in the state of Odisha. Bhagavati Mishra Memorial Award for Best Teacher in Botany. These awards will be given to the personalities who have excelled in the relevant fields and to meritorious students in this conference. The society had its 47th annual conference at Fakir Mohan University during 28th to 29th December 2024 under the presidency of Professor Vibhuti Bhushan Mishra as president of the society and Dr. Ranindra Kumar Nayak as the convener of the meeting. In the annual conference, Professor Kunja Bihari Satapathy was elected as the president, Professor Chandicharan Ratha as vice president, Dr. Sujata Mohanty as secretary, and Dr. Ashirbad Parida as the treasurer of the society for the year 2024-25. The society publishes a peer-reviewed scientific journal, Plant Science Research. Professor Santilata Sahu was elected as chief editor along with Dr. Debaraj Parida as managing editor of the journal. 3 regional seminars of the society were successfully conducted at Centurion University, Christ College Cuttack, and VN Autonomous College Jajpur. All the past annual conferences of the society were highly scientific as well as informative, and I strongly believe that this 48th annual meet will be successful in upholding the scientific temper and profusely useful particularly to the students, young researchers and budding scientists. Thanking you all and looking forward to your continued support and cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It is now time for a significant milestone. May I request Dr. Biswajit Mishra, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Centurion University of Technology Management, and all our guests to kindly release the souvenir cum abstract book of the conference. We now move to the another important release. I request our chief guest, Professor Ravi Narayan Acharya, Sir, Director General of the Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences, and all our guests to release the OBS journal, Plant Science Journal. We now move to another book release, that is Botanicals for Beauty Care. This book compiles traditional knowledge on plants used for skin, hair, tooth and nail care, authored by Dr. Kunja Bihari Satpathy Sir, Emeritus Professor, Department of Botany, Centurion University, and published by Centurion University. We now move to another book release, that is Wetland Flora of Loktak Lake, Manipur, a pictorial guide. This book documents wetland plant diversity of Loktak Lake as an educational resource for conservation. The book is the printed version of the PhD thesis of Dr. Rajkumari Supriya Devi, submitted to Centurion University, Odisha, and is authored by Dr. Rajkumari Supriya Devi, Professor Kunja Bihari Satpathy and Sanjit Kumar. May I now welcome Dr. Rajkumari Supriya Devi to please come to the dais. Thank you. We now move to the another book release, that is a biographical profile of Dr. Kunja Bihari Satpathy. This biographical profile honors Dr. Kunja Bihari Satpathy as a visionary plant scientist whose lifelong contributions shaped plant sciences, sustainable agriculture and ethnobotanical research in Odisha and India. Tracing his journey from rural root to distinguished academic leadership, the book highlights his work on azolla-based biofertilizer, phytoremediation, biodiversity and indigenous knowledge, and is authored by Dr. Gauri Shankar Jugaprasad Jena and Dr. Akhtori Khatun.
So may I request Dr. Gauri Shankar JP Jena, so come to the dais.
Thank you. May I now invite Dr. Biswajit Mishra, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Centurion University of Technology and Management, to address the gathering and share his valuable insights. Sir, please.
Good morning, namaskar to one and all present here. Esteemed guests on the dais, Professor R.N. Acharya ji, Professor Kunja Bihari Satpathy ji, Madam Sujata Mahanti ji, my colleague Dr. Rukmini and Dr. Gyana, all the esteemed guests, delegate, resource persons, research scholars, and dear students. On behalf of Centurion University, I welcome you all to this place of hope and possibilities, as told by our President, Professor Muktikanta Mishra. Being the host institute, I want to take a little bit time to highlight some of the work the university is doing. So this is a private university, came into existence in 2010, and the skill is the main focus of this university. If you see the curriculum of our university, the theory, practice and project components are integrated into one, and the students, they get the knowledge and skill by virtue of that. Many of you are visiting this university for the very first time, as I was told, and when the guests visit us, obviously they are very impressed by the greenery the campus is having. And you can see on the left side, Mankada Pathara. Odia, it is comfortable. So Mankada Pathara Khaniru gote greenery campus ta prati rupantarita haba, it is not a mean thing. And when we talk about our university, obviously if you enter into it, on the right side, the pollinators paradise is there, what Dr. Rukmini was mentioning. I do request all of you to have a visit to that. It is not only the place for the pollinators, but it is a biodiversity, it is a ecosystem for many living organisms. So coming to this National Conference of Odisha Botanical Society and the Annual Conference of Odisha Botanical Society and National Conference on Advances in Medicinal Plant Research and Innovations. I am honored and privileged to be a part of that with the galaxy of experts, the stalwarts in this field. Our Prime Minister is talking about Viksit Bharat and Atmanirbhar Bharat. And the theme of this conference is very much in tune with that. If you see the basic healing structure of Indian knowledge system, it speaks about the Ayurveda and the medicinal plants. Now, many research are going on this topic or on this, what I want to say that when the tradition is integrated with technology, then it will lead towards a better future. Anything we do, it is for the society. The reflection of a research work will definitely benefit the society as a whole. I hope that this conference will a takeaway for the young researchers who are present here when they interact with the stalwarts and they take some of the tips which is coming out. The outcome of this conference will be beneficial to all of us. Thank you. I wish this conference a great success.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. It is my privilege to invite our chief guest, Professor Ravi Narayan Acharya, sir, Director General of Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences, to share his wisdom and experience with us. Sir, please.
Namaste to all the learned personalities in the field of botany in this hall. Most respected Professor Satpathy, the President of Odisha Botanical Society, the Pro-Chancellor, Professor Vishwajit Mishra ji of Centurion University, Dr. Sujata Mahanti, the Secretary, Dr. Gyana, and Dr. Rukmini Mishra ji. And in front of me, I can see the galaxy of botany experts and the retired vice chancellors, retired HO head of the department, retired professors, all are and many of them are Gurunang Guru. My best regards to all of them. And dear students, at the outset, I thank and I am obliged to Odisha Botanical Society to invite me and honor me. I feel a great honor to be the chief guest of the function of the society, to whom I joined in 2002 as a member of the society. I am thankful to Professor Mahanti, R.C. Mahanti, sir, when he phoned me, you have to come, then I immediately agree, and Satpati sir also, and Chinmay ji also. So I agreed that yes, honor, I will definitely come to this program. I am thankful to you, sir. I am thankful to you, sir. Dear friends, as I was a graduate of botany in 1986. I joined postgraduate also in life science in Sambalpur University, but I then joined at Ayurveda. Then I pursued my post-graduation's PhD and joined Odisha government service in 1998. Then I left and joined Gujarat, and now I am here. But the field, the botany, if I thought that botany and also Ayurveda are conjoined and like one coin of other parts. Because if you go to the history of Ayurveda, and if you define Ayurveda, the Ayurveda is based upon a medical science, and it based upon the drugs. And being a medical science, more than 95% of the drugs are of plant origin, 4 to 5%, 4% are of animal origin, and mineral or metallic origin. When we talked about the botany, and I think Ayurveda is the applied aspects of the botany, and we always give a difference between the botany and medical science and the present way of treating the disease conditions. When you define botany, and the present way of healthcare is target oriented and what I call the drug oriented, but the Ayurveda in particular there is no barrier between a drug and a diet. And Ayurveda gives much importance to the diet rather than the drug. That's why when we talked about the diets, the botanicals comes to the first mind. And then even if you go to the history of drug discovery, more than 40% of the drugs, of synthetic drugs as used in medical science are of herbal origin, are either from a traditional looking trained looking a lead from the botanicals, or from the ancient medicines, traditional system of medicine, traditional wisdom, I can say. So with this, but the botany, which was, if you go to the, being a student of Ayurveda, when I read Ayurveda science, the Ayurveda very categorically defines that point of time 5,000 years back at the how to define a plant classification of the plant kingdom, classifications of the plants based upon their, being a medical science is classified all the plants pharmacological basis. So all these things of classifications, even if the taxonomical description of the morphological descriptions of plant are quite vibrant at that point of time, and how to identify the plant based upon the morphological, pharmacological characters, the synonyms are being applied in the classical text of Ayurveda. So with this, but the scenario has changed now, and many new concepts has come up, and science also has developed, but Ayurveda remains there only with its fundamental principles. In my lecture, I will try to say few things where we need collaborations. Dear friends, this is the era of, if in a management language, this is the era of 4C. 4C, why? Because every science, botany does its research in its own way, Ayurveda does its research in the own way, or it may be physics, chemistry they done. But the 4C concept that starts that we have to communicate. The 4C concept starts with the communications, cooperations, coordinations, and last one is the collaborations. So until and unless we communicate each other, what is the necessity of Ayurveda, what the botany experts can do research, and what are the recent development of botany, and how that can be implemented in the Ayurvedic field with, because we Ayurveda expert knows about the the clinical applications, the fundamentals of Ayurveda, but these fundamentals are told by Honorable Post Chancellor, India has many a soft power, and the present government is quite giving importance to this soft power, and one of the most soft power of Indian origin is the Ayurveda in that way. So the fundamentals if Ayurveda says many things which are still to be researched upon. We are target oriented, all the drug deliveries are target oriented. But this target orientations has been changed now. We need because disease conditions have also changed. Previously, we are in the era of if you go to the history of drug development, since last 10 years, you can see very less number of synthetic drugs has been developed. It is either repurposed. The scientists are now doing for the repurposement of the previously synthetic drug. Very less synthetic drugs are being developed in the last 10 to 15 years. But that says we are in the era where there is huge scope for the development of new drugs, and Ayurveda has a huge background of the knowledge about the traditional knowledge, not only Ayurveda, but the traditional knowledge which Professor Satpathy released the books, has a master experience. Many of Professor Chand and many, when I was a student, I have read many papers of Odisha, how Professor Panigrahi, Professor Mishra from our Barampur. So many publications are there about the importance of ethanol. But new drug development there, we are working with Professor Naik of Sambalpur University and Professor Panda of University. We are working with them how to develop from our traditional medicines. We have the treasure of Gandhamardan, we have the treasure of Similipal, we have the treasure of our Malay Parbat, but we don't have new development in that aspect, how to develop that one. And we are in the era of diversity, degrading diversity, and also we are in the era of the age disease condition, non-communicable disease conditions, where diet plays a major roles. And in this era of non-communicable disease conditions, the role of botanicals is quite high. With this hope that the present seminar is also advances in medicinal plant science researchers. That's why I think I may be here to set how the plants, how the medicinal plants can be better take away in terms of health sciences, how to know the research gaps in field of health science and field of medicinal plants, and we, the scientists, the research scholars, can plan. As I am representing Government of India here, particularly the Minister of Ayush, and I am working as in the Central Council of Research in Ayurveda Sciences. We provide 100 scholarships every year. And out of this 100 scholarships for the PhD, 50% is being reserved for the non-Ayurveda scholars. So they can come, they can took some projects on that aspects that yes, we want to do research on medicine, but the mandate must be aligned with the Minister of Ayush or medicinal plant or whatever the things that alignment should be around there. We provide 100 scholarships, actually 10 scholarships for postdoctoral fellow every year. So the students, those who are interested, they should apply every postdoctoral, and that is not limited to Ayurveda. This is open to all the other branches of sciences. So you can apply that, take the benefit of that postdoctoral fellowships and the PhD. So with this, I thank again, sir, and all the Botanical Society for giving me an opportunity to share the dais in the chapter. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and vision for advancing research in medicinal plant sciences. We now proceed to felicitate our esteemed guest as a token of our gratitude and appreciation for gracing the occasion. May I request Dr. Biswajit Mishra, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Centurion University, to kindly come forward for the felicitation. First, I request sir to felicitate Professor Dr. Kunjo Bihari Satpathy, President, Odisha Botanical Society. Next, I request sir to felicitate Dr. Sujata Mohanty Madam, Secretary OBS. Next, I request sir to felicitate our chief guest, Professor R.N. Acharya sir, Director General, Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences. May I now request our chief guest, Professor Ravi Narayan Acharya sir, to felicitate Dr. Biswajit Mishra sir, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Centurion University of Technology and Management. Now may I request Professor Dr. Kunja Bihari Satpathy sir, President, Odisha Botanical Society, to come forward for felicitation. First, I request sir to felicitate Dr. Rukmini Mishra ma'am, Convener, AMPRI 2026. Next, I request sir to felicitate Dr. Gyanranjan Malik sir, Organizing Secretary, AMPRI 2026. Thank you sir, thank you ma'am. I now welcome Dr. Sujata Mohanty ma'am, Secretary OBS, for the presentation of awards recognizing excellence in botanical research. Ma'am, please.
I request Professor Chinmay Pradhan to please come for the citation.
Honorable President, Odisha Botanical Society, Chief Guest, Odisha Botanical Society, Secretary, Organizing Secretary, Convener of this conference. Like every year, Odisha Botanical Society gives many awards in the field of excellence, plant physiology, plant taxonomy, conservation biology, and to many young researchers. So this year, Odisha Botanical Society feels proud to name a few budding scientists and professors in the field of botany for their excellence. First award, recipient of Mopri Brahmam Memorial Award, Professor Dr. Pradeep Kumar Naik. He is the recipient of this award. He is from Sambalpur University. Professor Pradeep Kumar Naik holds a PhD from Sambalpur University. Sir, please. And DSc in Life Science. He was awarded with the prestigious Boy Scouts Fellowship for the postdoctoral research at Emory University, US. Currently, the Dean of Science and Technology at Sambalpur University. He had published more than 220 research papers and spearheaded 26 major research projects. He established the Center of Excellence in Natural Products Therapeutics, COE, funded by perhaps World Bank, sir, at Sambalpur University, and it's working very good as far our knowledge goes. As a token of appreciation for your outstanding contribution to the plant science diversity conservation, the Odisha Botanical Society feels proud and privileged to award you Dr. Mopri Brahma Memorial Award for Plant Diversity Conservation on this auspicious day, 1st February 2026, in its 48th annual conference of the Society at Centurion University. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, sir. May I now take this opportunity? So this year, this Mopari Brahma Memorial Award, there is a tie. Next award goes to my colleague, Professor Dr. Durga Prasad Barik. He is now head of the department at Ravenshaw University Botany, and he is now the NEP coordinator at that university. He has 26 years of research journey, mainly focuses on genetic transformation and conservation of medicinal plant. He had published 72 publications, 1 patent, and successfully guided 36 MSc students and 7 PhD scholars. Sir, considering your achievement, the Odisha Botanical Society feels proud to confer on you the Mopari Brahma Memorial Award for Biodiversity Conservation on this auspicious day, 1st of February 2026, in its 48th annual conference of the Society at Centurion University. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. For next award, may I now request Dr. Devraj Parida to read out the citations.
It is my proud and privilege to announce the name of Professor Partha Pratima Barua, recipient of the Professor Harihara Patnaik Memorial Award. A professor of at Guwahati University, Dr. Partha Pratima Barua is a lead investigator for a mega project like All India Coordinated Project on Capacity Building and Taxonomy. His work focuses on taxonomic database of phytoplankton and algal bioremediation in northeastern India. He has published 120 papers, edited 3 books, and completed 10 major research projects funded by agencies like Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and All India Limited. Sir, in recognition on your achievements and significant contribution to algology and algal ecology in Odisha Botanical Society, feels proud and privileged to confer on you Professor Harihara Patnaik Memorial Award in algology on this day, that is 1st February 2026, in the 48th annual conference of the society held in Centurion University, Bhubaneswar. Sir, Professor Partha Pratima. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. It is my proud privilege to declare Dr. Rabindranath Padhi, sir, recipient of Professor Harihara Patnaik Memorial Award. Dr. Rabindranath Padhi is a research professor at Institute of Medical Science and SOM Hospital with over 52 years of experience, an expert in algal biotechnology and nanotechnology. He has massive portfolio of 322 publications. He has been recognized in the world ranking of top 2% of scientists of Standard University from 2022 to 2025. Stanford University. The Odisha Botanical Society feels proud to confer on you Professor Harihara Patnaik Memorial Award for your significant contribution in algology on this day, the 1st February, in the 48th annual conference of society at Centurion University, Bhubaneswar. Sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
A very good morning to each and everyone present over here, to all my teachers, students, chief guest, guest of honor, and all members of the Centurion University. It's my privilege to read the name of another recipient for an award, Dr. Vijay Kumar Mohanty, recipient of the Bhagavati Mishra Memorial Award. Dr. Vijay Kumar Mohanty earned his master's and PhD from Berhampur University, specializing in mercurial drug toxicology. A distinguished teacher with 34 years of experience, he retired as an associate professor, OES. He is recognized for his inclusive attitude and dedication to classroom clarity. His academic input includes over 80 research papers, 3 books, and editorial roles of several international journals. The Odisha Botanical Society feels proud to confer on you, sir, Bhagavati Mishra Memorial Award for Best Teacher in Botany for your significant contribution to the subject on this day, that is the 1st of February 2026, on the occasion of the 48th Annual Conference of the Society at Centurion University, Bhubaneswar. Sir. Thank you, sir. I am fortunate to read another name of the recipient for another award, that is Dr. Raj Vallabh Mohanty, recipient of the Mahesh Prasad Purohit Memorial Award. Dr. Raj Vallabh Mohanty is recognized for popularizing plant science in Odisha. He has authored 4 books and 328 popular articles in Odia and English, alongside 108 original research articles. He has received awards from the Odisha Vigyan Academy for his contribution to science communication. As a token of appreciation of outstanding contribution to popularize botany, the Odisha Botanical Society feels proud and privileged to award him the Mahesh Prasad Purohit Memorial Award for popularizing of plant science in Odisha on this date, that is 1st of February 2026, in the 48th Annual Conference of Society at Centurion University, Bhubaneswar. Thank you, sir. Sir? Okay. Sir, the popularizing article is basing on tomato. So that is one of the favorite food of each and everyone who loves to eat. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you everyone.
So there are 2 other awards, like College of Basic Science and Humanities Award and Professor Gadadhar Mishra Memorial Award. Professor Gadadhar Mishra Memorial Award for Professor Santilata Sahu. So in her absence, I congratulate Madam, she is my teacher. And College of Basic Science and Humanities Award to Professor Akshay Kumar Bastia. He is also absent, so in his absence, we congratulate him. This is for significant contribution to botany, and Professor Gadadhar Mishra Memorial Award is conferred for plant physiology. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I now request Professor Dr. Kunja Bihari Satpathy, sir, President of Odisha Botanical Society, to share his presidential remarks. Sir, please.
Good morning to everyone present here. Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Vishwajit Mishra, our revered chief guest, Professor Ravi Narayan Acharya, Director General CCRS, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, Honorable Secretary, Odisha Botanical Society, Professor Sujata Mahanti, Seminar Convener, Dr. Rukmani Mishra, and Organizing Secretary, Dr. Gyanaranjan Mahalik, all the Honorable former Presidents and Secretaries of Odisha Botanical Society, members of the Executive Committee of Odisha Botanical Society, members of the Organizing Committee of this National Seminar and 48th Annual Conference of Odisha Botanical Society, distinguished delegates, scholars, faculty members, and dear students. As the President of the Odisha Botanical Society, it is my proud privilege to warmly welcome you all to this national seminar on advances in medicinal plant research and innovations. The Odisha Botanical Society has a long and proud legacy of promoting botanical education and research in our state. Since its inception, the Society has served as a vibrant platform for bringing together botanists, researchers, teachers, and students to exchange knowledge, foster scientific temper, and contribute to the growth of plant sciences. Over the years, our annual conferences and seminars have played a significant role in strengthening botanical research and academic networking. This seminar reflects our Society's continued commitment to the promotion of botanical research, academic excellence, and scientific collaboration. The objective of this seminar is to bring together researchers, academicians, scientists, and students from diverse institutions to exchange ideas, share research findings, and discuss emerging trends and challenges in medicinal plant research. I am especially pleased that young researchers and students are actively participating as they will carry forward the vision and mission of the Odisha Botanical Society in the years to come. I sincerely hope that the deliberations during this seminar will lead to meaningful discussions, inspire innovative ideas, and foster fruitful collaborations among participants. I am confident that the knowledge exchanged here will contribute significantly to the advancement of medicinal plant research and its applications for the benefit of the society. I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to our honorable chief guests, invited speakers, session chairpersons, and judges for their valuable guidance and expert contributions. I also thank all the delegates and participants for their enthusiastic involvement. My sincere appreciation goes to the organizing committee, the Department of Botany, Centurion University of Technology Management, and all those who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this seminar a grand success. With these words, I once again welcome you all and wish the national seminar a great success. Thank you for your kind attention. Jai Jagannath, Bande Utkala Janani.
Thank you so much, sir. I now invite Dr. Gyanaranjan Mahalik, sir, Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, Organizing Secretary of AMPRI 2026 to propose the vote of thanks, sir, please.
So a very good morning, one and all present over here. So thank you so much. It's a great pleasure for me to give a vote of thanks. So respected President, Odisha Botanical Society, Professor Kunja Bihari Satpathy sir, Honorable Chief Guest of today's program, Professor Vaidya Ravi Narayan Acharya sir, Director General, Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Science, New Delhi, respected Vice Chancellor of Centurion University of Technology and Management, Professor Biswajit Mishra sir, distinguished guest on and off the dais, respected speakers, awardees, members of Odisha Botanical Society, delegates, research scholars, students, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Department of Botany, School of Applied Sciences, Centurion University of Technology and Management, and Odisha Botanical Society, it is proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks for the inaugural ceremony of this 48th annual conference and AMPRI 2026. At the very outset, I express my deepest sense of gratitude to our respected President, President Professor Kunja Bihari Satpathy sir, for graciously preside over this August inaugural session and for his constant guidance and inspiration to botanical fraternity. We are immensely honored by the presence of our distinguished chief guest, Professor Vaidya R.N. Acharya sir, Director General, Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences, New Delhi. Sir, your enlightening address and scholarly insight on medicinal plant research, traditional knowledge system have truly enriched this conference. I extend my sincere thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Vishwajit Mishra Sir, for his visionary leadership, continuous encouragement, and for graciously release the souvenir cum abstract volume of this conference and other books. Sir, your support has been great source of motivation for all of us. I also sincerely thanks Dr. Rukmini Mishra, convener of this AMPRI 2026, for the graceful welcome address and introduction of our distinguished guest and for the delicate efforts. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Sujata Mahanti Madam, Secretary, Odisha Botanical Society, for presenting the annual report of Odisha Botanical Society and for her tireless service to the society. We are grateful to all the dignitaries who participate in the release of abstract cum souvenir and obvious journal, plant science research, making this inaugural session truly memorable. I extend my sincere appreciation to all the eminent speakers, award recipients, and the participants who have joined us from the different institutes and regions, adding academic richness and diversity to the national conferences. My special thanks goes to the organizing committee member, advisory committee faculty member, non-teaching staff, research scholars, students, volunteers, MRC team and technical team who hard work, dedication and teamwork made this inaugural ceremony a great success. Once again, I thank each and every one of you for kind presence, cooperation and encouragement. I wish the conference every success and hope that the deliberations over the next 2 days will academically fruitful and intellectually stimulating. So with this, thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Jagannath, Bande Uttar Janani.
Thank you, sir. Let us honor our nation by standing together for the national anthem. Please.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all. We now break for refreshment. We shall regather here at 12:10 p.m. for the inaugural address. Thank you all. Chala, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. We now proceed with the inaugural address section. May I invite Professor Ramachandra Mohanty, sir, former professor and head, PG Department of Botany, Utkal University, to chair the session. Sir, please. Now it's the time for the highlights of recognition honors to Professor R.C. Mohanty at state and national levels. He was elected as the President of Odisha Botanical Society in 2007, Executive Council member of the Odisha Vigyan Academy from 2007 to 2010, Fellow of the Indian Botanical Society since 1998, Executive Councillor of Indian Botanical Society from 2005 to 2007, training received from BHU, Banarasi MS University, Baroda, IISc, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, T.R. Parsons Laboratory, Vancouver, Canada, etc. Countries visited: Canada, USA, USSR, UAE, the Netherlands, Thailand, Japan, UK, and Germany in different academic assignments. He was felicitated by the Indian Botanical Society in 2009 at the completion of 60 years for the valuable contribution in the field of botany. He was selected as the institutional coordinator for science and technology for Eastern India from 2002 to 2007. He got Prakruti Barua Memorial Award at Assam in 2006. He got award of the Odisha Botanical Society in 2010 for significant contribution to botany. He was the expert member in State Environmental Appraisal Committee formed by the Government of India to give environmental clearance for the state project from 2009 to 2015, 2 terms. On all India basis, he was selected as the Emeritus Scientist in Botany by the CSIR New Delhi from 2012 to 2014. He got selected by the UGC as Emeritus Professor in the year 2011. He supervised 50 research scholars for PhD, DSc degree and published more than 150 research papers in different journals of repute. He was a renowned research worker in microbiology and environmental biology in forest, aquatic and polluted environments. Distinguished Honorary Professor in Center of Excellence, Environment, Public Health and Climate Change at Utkal University since 25th November 2019. He was selected by the NABET, National Accreditation Board for Education and Training Quality Council of India, as the EIA Environmental Impact Assessment Coordinator to work in river valley projects, environment and biodiversity and soil conservation for A and B category projects. He received the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award from the Microbiological Society of India in 2021 to 22. He got Odisha Vigyan Academy Award as Senior Scientist of Odisha in Life Science. Odisha Environment Society in its Silver Jubilee year honored him with Award of Excellence in Environmental Science at IMMT Bhubaneswar in the year 2024. Thank you, sir. Now I welcome Professor Dr. Kunja Bihari Satpathy, sir, President Odisha Botanical Society, and our chief guest Dr. R.N. Acharya, sir, to please come to the dais. Sir, please. Thank you, sir. May I invite Professor Dr. Kunja Bihari Satpathy, sir, President Odisha Botanical Society, to deliver the presidential address. Sorry, sir. So may I invite Professor Ramachandra Mohanty sir, Emeritus Professor, Head PG Department of Botany, Utkal University, to say a few words. Sir, please.
Namaste. We are very happy that the Centurion University is arranging in a grand gala way this 48th annual session of Odisha Botanical Society and the national seminar for these 2 days. And Professor R.N. Acharya from the Central Council of Ayurvedic Research, Delhi, is gracing as the chief guest for our good luck, and our president, Professor Kunjabir Satpathy, is presiding over this function. Professor Acharya said that getting our call as an invitation, he immediately agreed to join us. In fact, he doesn't know how we are lucky today to have him with us when the parliament is in session, and when one is not expected to move in even an inch from the parliament. Such a great personality. He is Director General of this Central Council of Ayurvedic Research under Ayush Ministry, and it's a new ministry, and he has agreed to come, and you do not know, sir, how happy we are today to have you here. In fact, whenever there is a seminar, we select the guest, we select the chief guest based on our theme, and here it is just the opposite. We selected the person first to have the chief guest, Professor Acharya, and then we selected the theme as for his convenience. So it's a good luck, and Professor Acharya has done wonderful work in Ayurveda, as you know. Ayurveda has got a lot of information in our Rig Veda and Ayurveda earlier. So it's a ancient heritage for all of us. And even in British era also, we have this Roxburgh, who has published 700 plant species, and the East India Company, they have a lot of contribution, the Botanical Garden and the CNS, GSI, BSI, all this, they have a lot of information about Ayurveda and plants, medicinal plants especially. We have this Director General, Professor Acharya here, and the people of Odisha would remember him all the time, that he has greatly contributed to our scholars. Our not only Professor Pratap Panda, who has got 375, I understand, 375 lakhs of rupees. It is due to the gesture, good gesture of Professor Acharya. No, you may not agree, but we know what is the secret behind this. And similarly, Professor K.B. Satpathy and few others in Sambalpur, Professor Naik, and in Barampur also somebody has got, you are working in. So this way, at different places in Odisha, we are getting the benefit from Professor Acharya. And truly he is an eminent Oriya at the hem of affair at the country level, and we are grateful to him. And such a great person we are having as our chief guest. How can we say that we are not lucky? We are in fact 100% happy that you have come here, sir, with our invitation. So, in Ayurveda, something sometimes becomes very enigmatic and perplexing also. For example, Rohini. Rohini, they say that it is some wound near the throat. And how Rohini is connected to Rohini Nakhetra, that is very strange thing. And similarly, there are other things, the Strotam, what is that? Sukta, Suktam, Sri Suktam, Bhumi Suktam, these type of informations from Ayurveda, from Ayurvedic literature have worried us many times, and we hope during his lecture these things will be clear, and Professor Satpathy would be speaking on the ethnobotany, as I understand, ethnobotany. Ethnobotany, Professor Acharya hinted in the beginning also, but there are some problems. The ICF, they call it, IBF, or what is that? Informant consensus factor. ICF, informant consensus factor. Because sometimes we do not know whether the tribals are lying us, or they are cheating us, or they are telling us the truth. So for that, there are nowadays ICF, which is working, and it's a modern tool in Ayurveda to justify the validity of the person, of the validity of the speech of the person rather. And that's why we said that you should go for this recording of these versions, because this such a great knowledge we have by the tribe from in the tribal community, and we do not have the record of that. And that is why, that is the reason why we are losing at the international court of law for many things. Our basmati chawal, basmati rice, that was we ultimately we won in the court because of the recording in Dadima's Kahani. Dadima, we know that how it is it was published there. And unfortunately, we don't have this biodiversity register, people's PBR so far. This Odisha Biodiversity Board, they are trying their best to record all the plants which are locally known, but it's not yet complete. Though many states like Maharashtra, Karnataka, and even West Bengal, they have completed their PBF, People's Biodiversity Register. Similarly, some digital libraries it's a high time that we should have about that. So the best solution, they say that there should be consensus among, that could be done by the community gathering, by the community of tribals. If they would be sitting together, they will discuss, and finally they will come to a conclusion. That is how we say that this problem will be solved. So many things are there about, it's not that Ayurveda we know things much better way, but many things should be gradually coming out, and we are having these two gentlemen today with us to give us their vast experience, to give us their informations regarding all this Ayurveda and ethnobotany. I request first our president, Professor Satpathy, who has given us a good photograph, child photograph in the beginning, and I was just simply amazed to find that Kunjavir Satpathy looks like this. So he would be speaking us first on ethnobotany for how many minutes? 30 minutes. 30 minutes, then Professor Acharya. So you have to wait, sir, for 30 minutes. Then please, Satpathy.
Honorable Chairperson and my esteemed teacher, Professor R.C. Mahanti, distinguished guests and delegates, respected organizers, fellow researchers, and dear students. A very good afternoon to you all. It is really a privilege for me to address this gathering today on a topic that beautifully interlinks nature, culture, science, and human health. The topic is ethno-medicinal plant resources in Odisha, traditional healthcare practices and future potential. Odisha is one of the most biologically and culturally rich states of India, blessed with rich forests and varied ecosystems. The state is home to 62 different tribal communities and an extraordinary wealth of medicinal plant resources. For centuries, tribal and rural communities have depended on these plant resources for their health care long before the advent of the modern medicine. This age-old knowledge, carefully preserved and transmitted orally across generations, is known as ethno-medicine. In simple terms, any plant possessing curative properties may be termed as medicinal plant. But when such plants are specially used by the tribal communities based on their traditional knowledge system, they are referred to as ethno-medicinal plants. Extensive ethno-botanical survey conducted by us across Odisha have documented more than 1200 potential ethno-medicinal plant species widely used by the tribal healers managed to a variety of health conditions. Many traditional healers firmly believe that every plant in nature has some medicinal value. Interestingly, this belief is echoed in ancient Ayurvedic literature. Eminent Ayurvedic scholars like Charaka and Susruta were also of the opinion that there is not a single plant in the universe without medicinal importance. A very popular Indian proverb beautifully captures this philosophy and says, there is not a single letter of alphabet that is not a mantra. There is not a single plant root that is not a medicine. There is not a single person who is not useful. It is only the coordinator or the operator who is responsible for the effectiveness of medicine, effectiveness of the mantra, and for the successful management of the human resources. This profound thought reminds us that almost every plant in our environment holds medicinal potential if understood properly and applied correctly. These traditional healthcare practices are not only effective but also sustainable as they rely on locally available plant resources. Encouragingly, modern science has begun to recognize and validate this traditional wisdom. Through scientific research, many medicinal properties of ethno-medicinal plants have now been confirmed. In our own studies, we have validated the medicinal potential of over 40 plant species traditionally used by the tribal healers of Odisha to treat different diseases including diabetes, gastrointestinal diseases, skin diseases, and urinary tract infections. Looking towards the future, the potential of ethno-medicinal plant is truly enormous. But by integrating traditional knowledge with modern scientific approaches, we can develop novel therapeutics, encourage sustainable cultivation practices, and conserve biodiversity. By systematically documenting, preserving, and scientifically validating this knowledge, we can ensure that these invaluable traditions continue to benefit generations to come. In my presentation today, I will highlight a number of less known important ethno-medicinal plants used in the treatment of different categories of diseases. This knowledge has been carefully gathered from tribal healers and rural practitioners across Odisha. Next slide. So the topic is ethnomedicinal plant resources of Odisha, traditional healthcare practices and future potential. So you know, there are some plants which do not like, but they are considered by the tribal healers the potential medicinal plants to treat different diseases. Some plants emit foul smell, plants with stinging hairs, and plants covered with spines, plants with poisonous seeds and fruits, plants with bitter leaves, we do not like, but they are having medicinal properties and used by the tribal people to treat different diseases. Next slide. Here, you see leaves with foul smell, Padaria foetida posaruni. If you just cross the leaf, you can get a foul smell. But it is very important to treat the patient suffering from indigestion and also rheumatic pain. Similarly, plants with stinging hairs, bichwati and bidunca. So there are two types of bichwati are there, Trazia involucrata and Lapotia interrupta. Both the plants are also used by the tribal people to improve the health, this hair health, and also to check the hair fall. The root of this plant is used. And the third is Micuna pruriens, bidunca. The stinging hair is very dangerous for the skin, and the seeds are used against impotency in female. Similarly, you can see here this the plants with spines. So there are many plants which are having spines, and the Barleria pioneer dascaranta, but it is known as Vajradanti also. So the entire plant is used for the preparation of this Vajradanti, means this tooth powder, which is used against dental diseases and bleeding gums. Similarly, Agara, Ankaranti and Koilikia. So these are all plants we do not like, but they are also having medicinal value. Arjumala mexicana is used against lip ulcers, and also this yellow latex, and also the seeds are boiled with mustard oil and used against the scabies. And similarly, the Solanum virginianum, that is Ankaranti, the seeds are useful, and also the roots are, the entire plant is used for the preparation of Dasa Mula Modaka, which is offered to Lord Jagannath out of the 10 plants. Similarly, last one, Hygrophila auriculata, so it is a weed in crop field. We do not like because it bears some spines. So but the leaf juice is used against chronic piles. Similarly, plants with poisonous seeds. You know, the Strychnops cochila, Dudura, and this Coniara. So all are having these seeds which are poisonous, we do not like. But these the seeds of these plants are very useful, and having some alkaloids can be used against nervous disorders, neurological disorders. Similarly, ornamental plant Catharanthus roseus is we do not offer this flower to any god because we call it Ainsakati. So, but this plant contains 75 types of alkaloids. This is ribosine, this serpentine, reserpine, many alkaloids are there which can be used against this leukemia. But here the tribal people, they used the young birds, both floral as well as vegetative birds, to lower this blood sugar. So that means it is against the diabetes. So leaves with bitter taste, Nimba, Mahanimba and Bhuinimba. So all are having the leaves and the plant with bitter taste. We sometimes do not like, but this Azadiracta indica, Nimba, Melia Azadirac, both are Nimba and Mahanimba. The bark and leaves are useful and used by the tribal people against skin diseases. Similarly, Androcaphis paniculata, Bhuinimba, these are the two species available in Odisha and used by the tribal people against the fever and also some liver problems. It is usually given to the children against the anorexia or ruchiele. Next slide. we do not care or used to ignore large number of plants which are also rated as potential medicinal plants by the tribal herbal healers. Epiphytes, parasites, insectivorous plants, and lichens, we do not care because they are very inconspicuous and we feel that they do not have any usefulness or in drug plant. Here you see, these are the 4 epiphytic plants, Vanda tessellata, Rincostylis retusa. Both the plants, the roots are used against rheumatism by the tribal people. In Ayurveda, also this Rasnadi Modaka is prepared out of the root of this plant and used against this arthritis and rheumatism. Similarly, Drineria crucifolia and Pyracea, these 2 plants are epiphyte pteridophytes. Both the plants are used. The first one, that is known as Garuda Panka, it is used against typhoid by the tribal people and swelling glands, and second one is eczema. And these are the 2 plants here, that is Cuscuta reflex and Cassita filiformis. These are available in the as parasite on tree species, and they are also having the potential medicinal property which can be used against impotence in female, first one Cassita filiformis and second Cuscuta reflexa, against the increased sperm count and the strength and longevity. So these are used by the tribal people. So especially in this Bathuri tribe in Anandapur. Here the insectivorous plant, Drosera burmani, Uticulastillaris, these are the 2 plants which are insectivorous. So they are also used. The first one, that is Drosera, we call it in Odisha Nalua. So this plant is used against the bleeding from nose and severe cold. You must have heard about Drosera in homeopathy system of medicine. It is usually given to the severe cold, against the severe cold. And the second one, so this plant is very important, and now the population is very less. So Utricularia, it is a somewhat insectivorous plant, and the entire plant is crossed and applied on the affected part to treat this eczema and ringworm. Especially there is a bodagha in the children's skull is affected, so they used to use this plant. Similarly, the lichens. So I have given this 6 the clusters, folios and fruticose lichen. These are the 2 plants widely used by the tribal people in Keunjhar. The first one is Graphis scripta against food poisoning. Second one is Chrysothrix chlorina, ringworm. And the third one is Palmotrema reticulatum, which is used usually against the stone in kidney. And the last one, this second one, Palmotrema tinctorum, it is usually used as a this spice. And in Hyderabad the biryani, so they used to use this the folios, this sold in the market to prepare this biryani. But this is also having a medicinal value which can be used against the bleeding from the external injuries. And these are the 2 plants. And the second plant is it is available in Botany Department of Utkal University. It is on this royal palm tree. I have taken this photograph, and this is also used by the tribal people against flatulence and severe fever. And the Ramalina farniacea, so this is collected from the similpal. One of my students, Dr. Srimar Pradhan collected, and it is used against the malaria. So we consider a good number of plants unwanted, useless, or sometimes it is harmful. So weeds of the crop field, weeds of the forest, and weeds of the lawn. So you see, the mutha is a weed, is a gregarious weed in the crop field. We do not like, and this is also having a medicinal value. Similarly, Coelichia, already I have Hygrophila auriculata, I have already told you, and Leucas aspera, it is also very gregarious weed in the rabi crop field, and this is also having a medicinal value which can be used against insect bite and common cold. And fourth one, it is Gaichira, we call it Scripus articulatus. It is also one of the ingredients in the preparation of the Ayurvedic tonic. So this is store for broken health in children. And the last 4, this lower 4, this is a Bilojwani. This is used against indigestion, that is Sesali diffusum. Second is Mundi Mundarika, Sravani in Sanskrit, Ayurveda, but it is known as Bhui Kadamba. The Kadamba like flower, but it is a prostate plant. It is found in the rabi crop field. So it is usually prepare this decoction and given to a mother of a newborn baby to recoup his broken health. And the third, this seventh one, it is also a gregarious weed in groundnut crop field, and is also having the, this value in medicinal value that to treat irritable bowel. And last one, it is a bena pato. Bena is a very dangerous in crop field, and this root is used for the preparation of certain this skin medicine, which can be used against rashes and any skin problem. And you know that there is a fulleri oil is offered to Lord Jagannath during Anavasara period. This is one of the ingredients, the root of this plant. So these are the these weeds which are found in the weeds in the grasslands or in the lawns. The first one is this is thalkuri. It is used against conjunctivitis and throat infection. So during this this corona period, they used to use this the leaf of this plant to treat this throat infection. And the second one is Halapalni, Desmodium gangeticum. The whole plant is used as one of the ingredients, Dasamula Modaka. So out of 10 plants, this is one. And the third one is known as Sankapuspi, Evolvulus alcinoides. There are two species, Evolvulus numularius and Evolvulus alcinoides. So both the plants are used for the preparation of this Sankapuspi toila, which is a rejuvenator and also memory enhancer. The fourth one, it is the authenticated by Dr. Chand and his student. So that is in Madanamastaka, Hyvanthus ineaspermus. So it is validated as a anti-diabetic drug plant. And this the root of this plant is useful for diabetes, and it is the information is collected from the tribal of this Sundar district, and it is validated by I think Dr. Jena and Dr. Chand. So then oxalis, these four are also oxalis corniculata, ambulati. This is a very you just the test is acidic, and it is used against diarrhea and dysentery. Then the seventh one, that is the gokhara. Gokhara is usually found in the grasslands, but it is also one of the ingredients in Dasamula Modaka offered to Lord Jagannath. And the last one is known as Visalakarana. You know well about this, and it is used by the tribal people also as antiseptic. So here these are very dangerous weed in forest ecosystem. The first one is Pocosunga chromolina odorata. So it is used against skin infections. And the second one, Clerodendron viscosum, Genguti we call it. So there are three species, Clerodendron viscosum, Clerodendron philippinum, and Clerodendron serratum. All these three have already been validated by Dr. Sagar Kumar Mishra from this Utkal University. And these three also, Hyptis subvalens, Lantana camara, and Mecania. Mecania macrantha is very dangerous within this forest ecosystem. It covers this canopy of the tree species and affect the photosynthesis. So these are also used for the treatment of different diseases. Yes. So these are the plants which are used against cough, cold, and headache and asthma. So you know these first three, you know very well. So these are the very common, these are not uncommon. But the approach is different by the tribal people. So the approach is different, but these are all common plants which are used against this common cold and this cough. And this the pipali is also it is also used by the rural people to treat common cold. It is also common, it is not uncommon. But the Nyctanthus arbortritis, Singrar. So the leaf juice is used against the fever, including malaria. So Banda tribe, they used to use this plant, the leaf juice against the malaria. And the last one is known as Anandamula. You must have heard late Dr. Kamal Kumari Patnaik. She has done a lot of work on this plant. It is used against the leaf juice is used against asthma. It is also found the tribal people also they used to use this leaf juice for this. So herbal therapy also, these herbs are used to treat Lord Jagannath and Balabhadra Subhadra during their stay in Anabasar house. You know, it is believed that on account of the excessive bath on the day of Snana Purnima, the deities suffer from fever and body ache. So they suffer from fever and they kept in a house which is known as Anabasar house. So they are treated in three phases. The first is Dasamula Bodhaka, second is the Fuluri oil, they are applied on the body of these three trinity, and the last one is the Ausadi, that is the paste is applied at the end, and that is the last treatment. So these are the 10 plants. So this is a misnomer that Dasamula Modak means all the roots of the all 10 plants are used. But these 5 plants, the entire plant is used and they powdered and used for the preparation of Dasamula Modaka known as Laghu Panchamula. All are herbaceous, that is Savapalni, Dengaveji, Gokhara, Ankaranti and Ishwarajata. Krishna Palni. So these 4, so unfortunately, out of these 10, 4 plants are endangered in the state of Odisha. So the first, this Uraria picta is endangered. Here this Premna carimbosa is endangered. Stereospermum chelonoidis is endangered. Orogynum indicum is endangered. So these plants, the bark of these trees are used for the preparation of Dasamula Modaka. So this is a Dasamula list in Ayurveda. But here, in case of the Dasamula Modaka, which is prepared by the Rajabodhya in Puri, so they used to use bhanga and 2 other things, that is ghee and cow ghee and honey. So these are the same 10 plants are used for the preparation of Dasamula Rista, a Ayurvedic health tonic which can be used in many different health conditions, anorexia, cough, fistula, nervous disorders. So here, yes, it is there. Centurion achi. Most of the plants are there. Yes. And this is Fuluri Tala. So these are the plants used for Fuluri Tala, that is Malati, Jai, Jui, Chandan, Bena and Rasi. So Rasi oil is used for the preparation of the Fuluri oil. And some, this is prepared in Bada Odia Mata. But the Mahanta says that some other leaves, flowers are also used, that is Kia and Malli, also used for the preparation of this Fuluri oil, which is usually applied on the body of the Trinity to lessen the body pain. Ketaki, yes. And this is also the Gahama, the floor, the Triticum aestivum, and the wood powder of the Chandan, and the Corpora crystals, and this resin, that is the Juna, Soria robusta, and Sesamum oriental. So all these pasted and form a paste known as Ausadi. So Khali, you know, Khali Lagi is there is a ritual in Lord Jagannath. So this is also used by our life. This is for diabetes. So I have already discussed about this one, that is the Catharanthus roseus is used against diabetes, and Madana Mastaka, the second one, that is the Hyanthus ineospermus. This first one is validated by using mouse model by myself and Dr. Sagar Kumar Mishra. We have validated this plant. It is a plant, we collect the information from Bathuri tribe of Andhapur College, Andhapur area, and this is already, it is going to be patented. And this balloon vine, so they also used to lower the blood sugar by using the root of this plant. And this also against obesity. And this Gudamari is very common, and Versunga, Mura Koilangai. So South Indian, they used to use this leaf for every curries. They do not know that can be used for the reduction of the blood sugar. And Tinospora caudifolia, it is Sarbarovahari. This root stem is used, giloy. So during the corona period, this stem powder is used to improve this immunity among the patients. And the last one is very common, jamu, the fruit pulp and this fruit powder is used in Ayurveda also. Then plants, diarrhea, dysentery. So these are the plants, there are 3 species in, we call it Bhuyola, that is Phyllanthus fraternus, Phyllanthus amarus, Phyllanthus virgatus. All these 3 plants, the root of this plant is used for the same purpose, that is dysentery by the different tribal people. And here, the last one, Graphis scripta, is used against food poisoning. So here this, already I have, so there is a Sinduri plant in forest area, the first one, the lower row, first one, it is now patented by a company in USA for the preparation of lipstick. So lipstick is prepared from this here. And the third, the second one, that is Doyana. Doyana is also, Doyana Chori is a ritual in Lord Jagannath. So this Doyana is very important. So that can expel the intestinal worm, and also you know that late Dr. Sandeep Kumar Mishra from ILS, a senior scientist, now he is no more, but he could prove that the leaf juice of this plant can be used against this breast cancer. So this is Triphala, you know, this is very common. And last, the second one, that is known as Sunari, Swarnajhuri. So there the fruit pulp is used against constipation. So these are the plants which are used in the rheumatism and arthritis. So out of these 6 plants, so the Gloriosa superba is an endangered plant in state of Odisha. It is used, the tuber is used against the rheumatism, and here the Corculica orchid is the third one. So that is not Talamuli. The root is used against the rheumatism, and the last one is known as Vitex negundo. So it is also, we have collected this information from again Anandapur, Bathuri tribe. So these are the 3 plants, sir. Good problem. Sir. So the plants for piles. So we have these 2 species. That is Plumbago. This is Chitaparu, Chitraka in Ayurveda. So both the plants are used for the same purpose, for this bleeding piles. And the Koilikia, I have already discussed about the chronic piles. So these are for the skin diseases. So out of this, all these plants, you know, this last third one is known as Kumkuma, Bixa orellana. Bartan tako ye kon is lipstick kariya pai. So the coloring the lips. So they are used for this thing. Next is the plants for stone in kidney and gallbladder stone. So the fourth one. So these are common. These are not Asmabheda. So in Sanskrit tribe this Gokora. And the third one, Palmotrema reticulatum. This is a foliage lichen which is also used against the kidney stone. So these are the plants which are women diseases. So you know this Asokaristo, this Asok plant. The second one is this Mucuna biodanka. The seeds are used against impotence in female. And the third one, Choto Chakunda Cassia tora, the leaf is used for facilitating the delivery. And last one is Madaranga saga. So they are used the leaf vegetables are used as vegetable to increase the lactation in a mother of a newborn baby. Yes. So the future of ethnobotany by these medicinal plants in Odisha is very promising. So traditional remedies can be scientifically validated and developed into modern medicine. So conservation biodiversity, they protect medicinal plants, helps conserve forest and ecosystems. Then cultivation of medicinal plants can provide income and employment to the rural and tribal communities. The last one, combining traditional knowledge with modern science can create a strong, inclusive health system. Our responsibility as a student and teachers, we have an important role to play. Respect and document traditional knowledge, promote conservation of medicinal plants, encourage research and innovation, educate society about the sustainable healthcare practices. If this valuable knowledge is not preserved properly, so it may lost forever. Let us work together to preserve, promote and scientifically validate this knowledge for the better of the society. With this, I thank you all for your kind patience, and Jai Jagannath, Vande Utkal Jalani.
Thank you, President Sir. Thank you very much for the brilliant lecture that you have given, and it's highly informative. These 2 lectures, presidential lecture and the chief guest lecture, are ceremonial lectures. So it is customary not to ask any question. No questions. No, we have never allowed anybody to ask any question on this. During lunch time, please, because we have to take lunch at 1:30, exactly at 1:30. How one question is permitted. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prasad. Thank you for accommodation. And now we gracefully request our chief guest, Professor Acharya, to give his address.
ना अच्छा ये नहीं लैपटॉप मोर मत देखिए you don't have laptop here okay okay sir so most respected chairperson of this opening session Professor Mahanti my best regards to you sir and the president of the Botanical Society, Odisha Botanical Society, Professor Satpathy, and all the law and senior members of Odisha Botanical Society and my dear students. I again, at the outset, I thank the Odisha Botanical Society and Centurion University for giving an opportunity to share my views. Dear friends, I will be here for next 30 minutes to share my view, not because this won't be keen, but what is the generally being a researcher, what our research priority should be, what we should think over about our research areas. Because we, being a botanist, being a scientist, we do select the topics which are not many times, not I'm not blaming in that way, but many times which is not need of the funding agency. The funding agency or the society, what they expect, our research is monotonous, my profession, my mandate, my expertise only, in that way we carry forward. But I am here being a, that's why in my opening remarks I told there are 4 C principles. That first is communications, that let us communicate what the Ayush Ministry wants and what Ayurveda wants from the botanist. And then the question comes, the coordinations and cooperations, we have to talk each other, we have to see the facilities, which facilities can be taken over by the institutions, and then last is the collaborations, we have to collaborate. We have seen the researches to post independence in 75 years in silo researches, and with the need of the country, which we are proud of our own heritage, we are always depending upon the molecular research, particularly Ayurveda, the medicinal research, and what the modern scientists gave, but not the innovative way what we should develop in that way. So my talk will cover the demand, and because as with the topic is of medicinal plants, I will say something about why medicinal plants is important, why the futuristic that India demands for that, because Indian economy will definitely be depending upon, GDP will depend upon the exports of the medicinal herbal sector in the world. As China is dominating there, we have to cooperate that up. Then holistic well, because we don't know the we don't have the school curriculum know about Ayurveda, know about our own culture in that way, how scientific Ayurveda, I will say something about Ayurveda, and particularly limiting to me being a student of Dravya Guna, I will say something about that. Then new frontiers in medicine, what the present way of research in the medicinal plants, and I will also say that how we are working and what my proposal before the scientists present here, how to collaborate and go ahead. Dear friends, as we all know, the medicinal plant research, medicinal plant demand is growing day by day. And Indian subcontinent, we are known for our diversity product, and if you go, that only the 2.5% of the world land area, around 7 record area species of the world occurring, though we have a very few land area, but 7.5% of the world medicinal flora are present in India. So this is the, there is an increase in the demand. There are many reports of WHO, all these things that in futuristic, and particular, if you see the herbal industry demand, and the herbal industry demand is also growing, and if you compare whatever the data are of the pre-COVID era and post-COVID era, the importance of the medicinal plants has increased tenfolds. And particularly the research in the medicinal plant sector, traditional medicine sector, including the Ayurveda, has increased tenfolds. So in that way, that there is a huge demand, and particularly the young scholars, you can see as the entrepreneurship, nothing, you can develop yourselves. Many sectors are there. You can enter, sitting in the rural areas like Kalahandi, Koraput, or Mayurbhanj, that area, how can be entrepreneurs and supply the medicinal chain in that way. I will cite some examples here. And as you know, all the medicinal plant demand and supply, it is always, now it is totally in balanced state. Particularly the demand is quite high and the supply we exclusively depends upon the natural origin. And the forest area, we are depending upon that, and you can see near about availability decline, but though the demand is 50%, but availability of the medicinal herbs is quite now very alarming. That is, we have to go for the medicinal plant cultivations, as sir told very nicely about the Dasamula. But out of these 10 species used, 5 are of tree species, and the root is the part used. And we cut all the roots, all the big trees, and to get 100 kg of root up, we need 30 years of a plant to grow. And we can cut the root within 1 hour and take that part. So that is the thing, what is the demand and how the supply, we have to prepare ourselves in that way. That is the things in our conditions. And we are blessed, India is blessed to have the oldest medicinal system, not only the oldest medicinal systems, but also the highest number of medicinal plants available. We have 7 mega diversity in the 20 agroclimatic zones, ecological zones, and 7% of the world biodiversity, 47,000 floras, and about 900 species used for Indian system of medicines. Dr. Pushpangdan has reported that time 7,000 something plant species used ethnomedicinally, but many reports are there, near about 9,000 species are being used by the medicinal for the consumption of the medicinal plants. And if you see again the supply, I am telling about the Himalayan forest supply, then cultivations only 54 species has been cultivated, but though used a lot of species from others natural only. Maximum are from the natural forest area. As sir told rightly, what is a weed for a farmer, that is a best medicinal plant for Ayurveda. That is that's considered, and we are using the artificial synthetic fertilizers and also pesticides, and that gives, and there is a high time that to cultivate this type of weeds to be cultivated separately and supplied to the herbs. Many companies are now near about 8,000 herbal companies are working in India. They need quality drugs, quality patenting materials for their quality drugs for their pharmacies. So there is huge scope for the young botany students to develop themselves as entrepreneurs and supply of the medicinal plants. Dear friends, as I told, why these plants, medicinal plants, these medicinal plants are quite useful, quite used for diversified purpose, not only for Ayurveda, but also Unani, Siddha, homeopathy. All these traditional systems of Indian origin are used medicinal plants in one way or other. And particularly the modern pharmaceutics also doing now the extraction business, and maximum companies are doing the extractions. They need medicinal plants in high quality. We have a cultural practice, as sir told rightly, Satpati sir, that Dasamula, many plants are used in our rituals. And now Government of India has started Indian knowledge systems. You can see maximum, we have with those who comes from the Hindu culture, we have 13 sanskaras. We start with Garbhadharana sanskara and we end with Antyeshti. All these 13 sanskaras, we used medicinal plants in one way or other. When a woman conceives, we started giving many plants in a natural way. And from there, how to get a good conception, a good progeny. Here the plant's role started there, and how to end the life without hampering the culture, our atmosphere. The Antyeshti ends there, and we used everywhere the medicinal plants, starting from Vratopanayana, starting from our Vivaha Sanskara, all the Garbhadharana, all these sanskaras we used that medicinal plants, cultural practices. Medicinal plants for Dhupana Karma, medicinal plants for pesticides, fertilizers, and also excipients in that way. You can see now these are the things where the introductory and holistic, now I tell something about what Ayurveda says about that. Dear friends, as we know, Ayurveda is a science and started from Vedic era, and that science sustains till now. That branch sustains. When a branch sustains, it shows that it has some scientific rigor. It is not that a traditional medicines, the definition of traditional medicines in the WHO scenario, and particularly in Indian scenario, it is quite different. You see, the traditional medicines by other countries, they don't have any published literature. But India is the only country which has published literature about the medicinal science since 5,000 years. We have published literature's books. So when a science sustains, it sustains with its philosophy. And Ayurveda sustains as on today with a strong philosophy or strong scientific background. As we, the botany students, we know that a plant growth with it, plant works based upon its metabolites, phytoconstituents, all these things. Ayurveda describes that point of time according to its own scientific terminology. In Ayurveda, a drugs has been tested, a rasa. Ayurveda, that is a major pharmacological basis a drug acts. And if you can see that we have 6 tests as on today. We being a human, we know that Madhura, Amla, Lavana, Katu, Tikta, Kasaya, 6 tests are there. But as on today, modern pharmaceutics are limited to 4 only. There's 2 tests are there which still to be explored scientifically. You can see the sweet test, sour test, salt, and modern pharmaceutics. Mishra sir is here from pharmacy background, modern pharmacy. Many of our pharmacy people are there. They are limited to, and now the Japanese has come up with umami, the 5th one, but 6th one is still to be explored. That is the strength of Ayurveda, and that needs the collaborative research with scientific background, how to makes them scientifically strong there. And we have just like, because that is the basic test, that is the basic thing what Chapan Ayurveda says. If it is carbohydrate, the sweet test, then it will act some anabolic activities. It is, if it is a it is a Katu test, it will if you want a pungent test, sour test, then the pharmacological activity is totally based upon that. And all the planting materials are being a plant, single plant, maybe the flower may be bitter taste, leaf may be sour taste, or the root may be another taste. So the 6 taste a plant acts in a different in that way. And that is the fundamentals of Ayurveda. Though you know hundreds of metabolites, hundreds of phytochemicals are available in a planting materials. That's why this framework explains why the same plant behaves differently. Why the same plant behaves differently. We have gunas. Ayurveda says a plants also have different. Some plants are heavy, light. Then we have the properties like hot and cold. We have properties like dry and oily. The plant acts in that way, and the phytoconstituents are also in it that way. In the modern, that needs to be researched upon. That there are some researches, but it needs to be more researched upon in that way. And Ayurveda classifies every planting material in hot and sour, and based upon that, we know some of us are allergic to even if your garlic. But many people eat garlic very easily. So that's Prakriti, and that everything is not suitable for everybody. So the hot potency and cold potency in that way, Ayurveda classifies the total plant kingdom, total herbal drugs into 2 parts, that is hot and cold, and also post-digestive effect, that is vipaka. Some things, though it is having sour in taste, though it is having sweet in taste, but it will act in a different way. That is the prabhava, the specific action of that drug that Ayurveda declares in that way, and that is prabhava also in that specific action. So all these things, that's why Ayurveda, a single house, works is being indicated for more than 20 or 30 disease conditions. But the present way of modern pharmaceutics is only one drug and one target in that way. So this is the fundamentals of Ayurveda, and you can see the beauty in a single stanza. Charak says about the pharmaceutical procedures. Dear friend, now we are talking about this prakriti, that is authentication of the planting materials, then good manufacturing practice, good storage practice, good collection practices, good clinical practices. Starting with the collection things. Dear friends, we are now in the 21st century talk that the effect of geoclimatic zone on a herbal product. We talked about that, but you can see 5,000 years back, Charak says, Asmin Desi Jatam. The planting materials, if collected from different places, which act differently. It was told 5,000 years back, if the planting materials collected from Himalayan region, it is the best in quality. It is best in quality, it has been told. And if it is collected from the Vindhya region, or it will be collected from the some other regions, but it will be different in the activities. So that concept of Desha, even if Ashmini Rutu, the planting materials, if collected in some seasons, will act differently if it collected in another season. You can see not only the season, but the planting materials, the drugs collected before sunrise or after sunrise, that references are also there to how to collect the plant, how to use the plant in a fresh form, then how to get its most efficacy, that is being described. So good clinical practices, that is a clinical practice is also there, and all the good manufacturing practices, all this process are in Ayurveda. All these things research. That's why I put this slide intentionally, that yes, the botany students must know about Ayurvedic fundamental principles and take projects, work on small projects like that. Even the teachers, my request will be, they can give some projects to their students in that aspect, need orientations. You arrange lectures of under the new NEP, UGC line, that new education policy gives you Indian knowledge systems. Arrange certain lectures and give the students this type of projects, so that the students will be encouraged from that studentship career, and India can prosper in that way. Then dosage forms. We always say that one drug, one target. Modern dosage forms are different, but we are expecting the Ayurvedic dosage forms to act as a modern dosage form in that, the quick action, everything. But Ayurveda says there are 10, you can see my future slide I can show you. You can see the different, we have the bhasma, we have the juice, decoctions, the powder, then tablet, pills, all these are dosage forms are there. And if you see the planted matter, there are near about 40 planting parts used of a 44 parts used of a plant used in Ayurveda as a medicines. And we always expect that every plant, every part of the plant differs from somewhere it is same, but if it is a tree species, the planting matter, the husk, the style, near about 33 out of 44 plant parts are used in a single range, and 11 out of 44 plants are used in 91 in that way, so that you can see the huge parts used of the plant. It is not that we blamed Ayurveda that by taking a single phytoconstituents, we blame the whole plant. Whole system of Ayurveda, that Z-glucosterin is having these activities, or withaferin is having these activities, and total, we blame ashwagandha in toto, that ashwagandha is having bad effect. But with a single phytoconstituents, working upon a single phytoconstituents, the whole planting materials, plant is blamed, whole drug is being blamed. But you can see the huge parts used of every plant that Satpati has told. Charak says, nano sati bhutang jagat kinchit upalabhyate. There is nothing in the universe which can't be used as a medicines. Everything, it is up to the physician how or he or she judiciously use that plant, that thing. So everything in the universe is a medicine. That is a bold statement of Charak. You can see the dosage forms. You can see that how this dosage forms started from near about 220 Rasayoga Churna. These are formularies. The dosage forms are different. And you can see the ingredients, how critical the Ayurvedic, you can just imagine 5,000 years back or 3,000 years, even if the medieval period, how they make the permutations and combinations of the medicinal plants. A single formulations for a single disease conditions contain 68 medicinal plants. They have combined 68 medicinal plants and make a formulations. So that you can see that some formulations have maximum ingredients in a single dosage form. So 70 plants are there in a single to prepare a single formulations. They are not irrational. They are rational, but now we expect from the scientist, a botanist, a chemist, to explore why this combination was there and what are the rationality behind that. Through this bioinformatics or through this network pharmacology or through the recent developed technology, we have to research upon that part in that way. You can see this is the parts herbal industry. We are all, that's why the thing maximum are of root used, but we have to conserve the plants, planting materials, plant things, and we have to work for. So the parts used of the plant, if you are putting a project to the Ayush ministry and the part is root and the species is a tree, the project won't be granted, because they say that if you extract this, the pharmacy availability will be nil of that plant. No pharma industry will come out to took your product to research in that way. So all these things you have to see, though the root is more, how to get the substitute, these are leaves are there, flowers are there, fruits, almost this is the use of the plants. Then these are the things about Ayurveda I want to highlight, I was about highlighting. Then the new, what the present research trends are there. You can see the reverse pharmacology. Now we need that whatever we have the result with us. We have the result that the pharmacology, the result is that reverse pharmacology, we have the result with us, and we need the mechanistic actions. And the botany, the chemist, these people, those who are well versed with the new departments, biotechnology departments, other departments, we need the reverse, in the reverse pharmacology way, that what is how the drugs acts. We have our own fundamental principles, the drugs is acting by rasa, guna, virya, vipaka and prabhava, but we need, yes, this is the major phytoconstituents, and this is the pathway of the phytoconstituent. Through the reverse pharmacology, we can put forth this mechanistic projects, mechanistic actions in that way. Then the systems biology is the new branch also now merging. That is integrative analysis, interdisciplinary field. So in kind of holistic understanding of the biological systems, applications of computational. This is a new development. We have to take the computational science in that aspect. So this is the thing we need. A detailed study about the system biology, the new branch evolving, and people are working on that area. And network pharmacology. This is the most thing now. Many projects are being designed or being applied on now. This is the network pharmacology. That is, we have the multi-target approaches, how the multi-ingredients of a single plant. We are working, many projects we are giving to the scientists to collaborative way, those who coming, those who having mastery in this aspect of network pharmacology. How does analysis of synergetic effects of planting compound, identification of the multiple targets therapeutic interventions. That is the major thing without knowing the, the phytoconstituents. But now the question comes that we have some reported phytoconstituents. We have some reported phytoconstituents, and basing upon the reported phytoconstituents we work upon. But Ayurveda says that we have a compound formulations, the whole formulations we are putting in the Quatha form. The projects which we are getting, we are collaborating in the network pharmacology area, that here the drug we are using the Quatha form, water decoction form. And we are in network pharmacology, the projects we are designing with the reported phytoconstituents. But the question for Ayurveda, that is not being solved. We have to take that plant, make this analysis in HPCLC or other sophisticated instrument systems, identify the whatever the exact phytoconstituents available there, then do the network pharmacology. Then that project can be sustainable. That project can be most effective in that way. Then artificial intelligence, this is now since 10 years, we are most working on artificially based screening. So this is almost, this again depends upon the quality of the data, which based upon which the artificial intelligence will give you the result. So this is the area, utilization of artificial intelligence of drug discovery, high throughput screening of the planting compounds and prediction of the pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics. So these are the things Ayush, particularly Ayurveda in particular, we are quite searching about the pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics of the planting, the phytoconstituents present there in a synergetic way. Then the genomics, proteomics and metabolomics is also the area which recently many universities have set up these departments of the bioinformatics, biotechnology, and genomics, proteomics, and metabolomics studies are there. So by this way, the plant science can contribute, the botanist can contribute to Ayush sector for establishing drugs in that aspect. And tailored treatments. Here many things now in the government, as I told, when we got independence in 1947, the average lifespan was 45 years. Now it is more than 70 years, near about 70 years. So the disease conditions prevailing that point of time was mainly chronic acute disease conditions, infective disease conditions, people like anything. But now as the lifespan increases, we are getting a larger population, geriatric populations, and the lifestyle disorders are there. So more researches are now coming towards preventive aspects, how to prevent ourselves and manage our genetic conditions through that aspect. So the health promotions, how to promote the health and how to prevent the disease conditions. This is the area of promotional overall wellness, and also integrations into daily healthcare routines, use for medicinal plants and disease prevention aspect. So preventive aspect of research with the botanicals is the need of the hour, and many scientists, many working on that area. So preventive aspects, we always think that, as I told, there is a clear-cut discrimination about drug and diet in modern science. Never you will never a modern physicians will give you advice about the diet, role of dietetics in our causing a disease conditions and prevent a disease conditions or manage a disease conditions. But if you take the follow-up Ayurveda, they first gives the preventive aspects, after that only curative. So the role of botanicals as a diet is quite important, and that is another area for research here. Then the diverse area of venturing collaborations. Now where we need research collaborations, you can see this is I am a student of Dravyaguna, in Ayurveda, the branch Dravyaguna, where we deals with Ayurvedic, we can translate it on the Ayurvedic pharmacology. Ayurvedic pharmacology, and it deals with 100% of the medicinal plants. Department deals with the medicinal plant sector. Medicinal plants are the drugs originated from animals' origin. So these are our fundamental principles, and we do research. These are the things described in the classical terms. These maximum terms are of Ayurveda, some Sanskrit terms are there. So these things we need the research in case of collections of the natural drugs, administration of the plant, dose, and Manti sir was asking me Ayurveda about dose and dosage forms. Yes, there is a need of researches in dose and dosage forms. The recent development of the pharmaceutics, how to correlate with the ancient systems according to the modern need, that is a need, and the dose, because Ayurveda never considers as a single dose, just like paracetamol 500 ml, modern dosage forms depends upon the body weight. But Ayurveda, when we are giving whole things to the patient, we never fix the dose according to any person. A blanket dose is there. If you are, I am healthy, I am tolerable, I can tolerate maximum dose. For me, dose may be 20 grams, but a lean and thin persons with gastric disturbances, with nature Vata Pitta Kapha, then the dose will be 5 grams will be maximum from it. So Ayurveda gives a range of dose, and it is the discrimination of the physician to decide the dose there. But when we are approaching a whole form of Ayurveda, but modern, that is a single drug, single target, and the dose is fixed, and this can be fixed in a laboratory. That is the different, that is the not different, that is the area where Ayurveda needs much emphasis. And we have controversial plants. Many plants, as I told, we are using 700 plants, but 9,000 planting materials are available in India. And many things are due to non-availability. Some plants are in the same, sir has told, Rasna, in the name of Rasna, 25 drugs are used as on today. More than 25 I can say. But Pharmacopoeia, Ardens Pluchia lanceolata is the botanical source of Rasna. But near about 25 plants are used. So that area also we have to standardize, we have to do their work. That is another area. Drug standardizations, detection of adulterations, that is a market. Ayurveda is always blamed, herbal market is always blamed about adulterations. Yes, there is adulterations, because as I told, the aflatoxins, all the toxic materials, it depends upon the storage container, it depends upon the cultivation place where it has been cultivated, how much other things are, the fertilizers being used, pesticides are being used, all these things are there. So adulterations, drug standardizations, all that need. So these are the areas where there is a need of research. You can see standardization and quality controls. So this is one area. Hot drug interactions. This is the era of the future era of future healthcare of the world is integrative health. WHO has accepted this also. So now WHO in its policy, traditional medicine policy says 2539, that the futuristic is the traditional integrative medicines. Now it is the, previous is the traditional medicines, traditional integrative and complementary medicines. So we have to cure, we have a target populations is that to provide good quality health. It may be certain cases, in many cases emergency management allopathy is highly essential. But many disease conditions, lifestyle disorders are there. It may be arthritis, it may be diabetes, it may be cancer. People are taking modern drugs simultaneously, also herbal drugs. So there is a huge need of herb drug interactions. That is another area where scientists can work upon about herb drug interactions. Many things, many animal models, particularly the patient safety, preventive adverse drug reactions. So all these are things. Ashwagandha, we are suffering osteoarthritis. Ashwagandha is a drug of choice for osteoarthritis. But if you are already on certain anti-inflammatory drugs and you are taking again ashwagandha, what there may be some reactions. But that point of time, Ayurveda was the only system of medicines. But now there is people are in a single hospital setup. Patient for his skin disease go to Siddha, for its acute asthmatic attack to go to allopath, for another person to get to body weight he go to Ayurveda and then to homeopathy. So he is mixing 3 to 4 medications. So herb drug interactions is another area where there is a quite need of research. Then research in nutraceuticals and functional foods of Ayurveda. This is new emerging area. We have FSSAI, FASSI, but now Ayurvedic FSSAI has come. So Ayurveda gives much importance to dietetics in case of prevention and management of disease conditions also. The concept of Pathyakalpana, we all know the senior persons are there when they were, our grandmother used to say that if you are in fever, keep fasting and take this neem ka patta, neem patra sakal khali patra nearby. In that way, we are being advised. So pathya, any Ayurveda always gives pathya as a that way, and also many things these be given as a dietetics. So hundreds of plants. Odisha is known for vegetables. If you go to, I have fortunate to work in Western Odisha for 10 years, and almost all my, out of, I was sharing with sir, almost my, I have produced more than 45 PhD, and among them more 25, 30 are from Gandhardhan Hills, areas of medicinal plants. And if you survey those area, the vegetables we used particularly in Kalahandi and in Mayurbhanj or in Balangiri district, near about hundreds of vegetables we used. Now nothing is available. Many are reduced. So this is another area, dear friends, the young entrepreneurs, you can work upon that small projects, cultivation of those things there, and how to make them marketing. You can market them in Bhubaneswar, you can market them in major town cities. The people will be attracted to take that. That type of entrepreneurships needed now, not that directly for going some other places. So this type of functional foods, then innovative nutraceuticals, Ayurveda extensive knowledge. So this type of things is need of the time. You can see a blockchain of Ayurveda supply chain. Now we are very, as I told in my initial slides, there is a huge demand, but less supply, availability of the things. So a carrier can be built up about supplying this medicine. The major companies, they need the in small quantities. You can cultivate a long things there, large number of cultivation, make some processing there, and make this available to the companies at Dabur. Other companies have an alignment there with them. You can, this blockchain is quite essential, and this can be a career path also. This can be a career path for the students of botany. Then Ayush standards. Now Government of India is quite active. Almost all the botanicals are being now ISO things, BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, are starting, because we are now globalizing, and when we are talks about globalization, standard is the first thing. BIS also gives support. The college students, you can search, you can go to the website of Bureau of Indian Standard, and you can see how the small projects can also be designed. The institutions can go to BIS, have some small projects from them also. They are funding their standardization club. They are providing funding for the standardization club. Create a club in your institutions. All these things are available. So the Bureau of Indian Standards, it's developing Ayurvedic standards of almost all the herbal drugs. So these are the bioinformatics. This is another area where we need computational models. And Bruksha Ayurveda, as I told, Ayurveda was there since long, and Ayurveda, the term Ayurveda is, Ayu is the life and Veda is the science. And this also the same for the plant. When it is for plant, it is Bruksha Ayurveda. When it is for animal, it is Pasu Ayurveda. We have the text of Hasti Ayurveda, we have a text of Mruga Ayurveda at that point of time. So all the animal healths are structured. We have the manuscript in Parijar library, we have the manuscript in particularly in our Sambalpur University. I have taken the list of Pasu Ayurveda manuscripts available, and also from Barampur University. So these type of things we need research. We need lot of research in that areas also. So this Bruksha Ayurveda we have the concept of planting, plant cultivations, everything in there. We have the concept of Kunapradal artificial fertilizers, natural fertilizers, liquid fertilizers. So these things we need according to the information. We have the robust information with us, we need to validate from research space. We have the nascent development is the biotechnology. The biotechnology with the mass propagation supply. When I was a student, I used to hire 2 to 3 lectures of Chansar. How to cultivate the Clatoria tornacea through models. A student, once he presented a paper, I recollect that one. So this mass propagations and supply is also need of the time. And we need many small things. As I told, which is a weed for the modern agricultural look, we need, that is the best medicine for us. And we need that type of research, sustainable productions, conservations, economic empowerment, product innovations and enhancements of yield of, and all this can be through the biotechnology can be achieved. And as I told, the conservations of natural population, scalable controlled production, sustainable yield and quality, environmental benefits, all these things we can achieve through the recent technology, biotechnology development. And so research based criteria, as I told, the disease centric modern, now the modern, as I repeatedly telling, modern is disease centric, and they gives the target one drug in the disease in that way. But traditional, we have the constitutions, we have the stages, metabolic status, we have the Agni concept is there, safety, long term hypothesis of generation, and addressing modern health issues is also it can be through this modern health, particularly traditional indications in modern clinical conditions. These are some clinical conditions, not for the botany students, but safety is another area where we have the historical uses. As Sir told, 3 medicinal plants of poisonous nature, but we use near about 20 poisonous plants, and the most deadest poisons aconite as the best medicine in Ayurveda. Aconite as the best medicine, it is antipyretic, antispasmodic. Aconite is our drug of choice. And we process it with the specific methods, with cow dung, with cow urine, or other methods with milk or buttermilk, all these things, and that is used as the medications. That was the science developed that point of time, but we need biotechnology, we need the help of how it happened. We are working with National Botanical Research Institute for that purpose on the poisonous plants, and the controversial plants also we are working with Professor Nayak in Sambalpur University. Then target disease lacking effective or disease, I am skipping the slide now. So linking chemical profiling with therapeutic action, this is quite necessary for you being a botany student with chemistry background. That is correlation of chemical compound with biological activities, bioactive compounds, exploration synergic effect, multi-target therapies. And this is the that is the last slide, that holistic approach is need. We don't bring Ayurveda never till now never goes for this extraction and single best molecule in that way. As to concept of Ayurveda is holistic, and whole drug approach, it may be hydroextract, maximum hydroextract or hydroalcoholic extract. How the approach, multi-component analysis, network pharmacology, system biology, and drug discovery. These are the major things think over for the scientists present here. With this, I thank the organizer again for giving me an opportunity. With a quote by Albert Jauregui, that research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought for. So that is the thing we have to think about, that what's nobody in the world knows about the strength of Ayurveda. Being of Indian origin, the scientist what know about the strength where we can work upon research upon with this quote. I thank you upon for your patience hearing. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this wonderful lecture.
Thank you, sir.
We are really grateful to you for giving us so many new ideas regarding Ayurveda, which we are almost ignorant on this, and it's a great lecture. We request our volunteers to come and thank us.
Thank you, sir, for the keynote address. Now I request Professor R.C. Mohanty, sir, to felicitate our chief guest and keynote speaker, Professor R.N. Acharya, sir. Now I request Professor Dr. Kunjo Bihari Satpathy, sir, to felicitate Professor R.C. Mohanty, sir. Now I request Professor R.N. Acharya, sir, to felicitate Professor Dr. Kunjo Bihari Satpathy, sir. Thank you, sir. We now break for lunch. Please proceed for lunch, and then we'll gather here in this auditorium for next technical session.
Sir. So I request all students to join for the lunch in the canteen morning where you had breakfast, and all delegates and faculty members to join in President's Lounge. So our volunteers will guide.